Welcome back to Bad Hair Day with your host Brianna and Jamie. In this segment, I really don't know what we're going to talk about. I'm going to be honest with you. So, Jamie, you go first.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about.
I'm
Brianna
like
doesn't know this,
I'm
but
like so lost today. I've been very out of it this morning. Like there was a lot of traffic and I've been in a mood since then. I don't know.
okay. So there was an Instagram model. Well, I'm gonna start with like a background kind of information. So we all know we've all seen those pictures on Instagram with the models, and they're always at the beach or at parties, and you're like, what do they do? They just get paid to like go have fun, and they're so pretty and they look hot and everything, and blah blah blah, in tiny bikinis, like advertising for fit tea or whatever. We've all seen those, and like putting pictures of their salad and whatever. So there's this girl named Desena O'Neill. I think that's how I pronounce her name. She's from Australia, and she was an Instagram model. She's 19 years old, and she had millions of followers apparently on Instagram and across her social media platforms. Um, and she also had a YouTube channel. I don't know how many subscribers she had, how many views she got, because she deleted her account, which is what I'm gonna get into next. She decided to delete all of her social media accounts because she felt that the life she was living was all fake. In her 17-minute long YouTube video, she went on to reveal that her entire life was consumed by social media. Everything she did was to get a good Instagram picture, and that she wasn't forming any real relationships as a result of that. It was all fake. She mentioned meeting others who were in her position who had millions of followers. Also, they also had sponsorships with companies. They had gotten a lot of money as a result of their fame, but they were still miserable. And she realized that it all meant nothing because she was never satisfied. She began to validate herself based on how many likes and comments each of her posts got. And she said that once she hit 1,000 followers, she wanted 5,000, and she wanted more and more and more, and it was never enough. And her solution to end her depression was to stop posting on social media. And at the end of her video, though, this was really weird. She like asked her viewers for donations because she still needs to pay for rent and food. And this made people think that she was doing all of this as a joke or as a way to get more attention. So I mean, I thought it brought up an interesting kind of topic that everybody knows that these accounts, that obviously people don't live like that. You can't expect to look like every Instagram model, to do what they're doing, because they are being paid for what they do. I mean, they get paid to go to a party and take a good Instagram picture. And this girl, I feel like she did bring up a lot of good points. She talked about her body image issues and how she was obsessed with looking like the models that she saw in magazines. She was measuring her thighs to make sure that they matched up with famous models as measurements, and she started doing that to her body. And I think it really kind of destroyed her, and it destroyed her confidence and everything. And I do feel bad for her, but at the same time, she wasn't able to separate her personal life from her work life, because not every YouTuber, not every Instagrammer that you see is as miserable as she was. I mean, there are some, I'm sure, that are miserable, but at the end of the day, it's not all of them. I feel like most of them love what they do, and they're able to realize that, yes, social media is my job. This is what I do for a living. I get paid to do certain things, but at the same time, they have their own life, and they have their friends, like in real life, you know?
Yeah. Like they're able to separate it. I don't know. I feel like it's a little weird, like just the fact that she's asking for donations.
Yeah.
If you need to pay for food and rent, you don't quit your job.
Yeah.
And if your job is social media, then you don't delete it. You're just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's my comment.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
feel like I'm so mean with everything that I say. But honestly, I really feel that. And I feel like you can't quit something that you're doing that you know pays your bills and you know does this for you and you know promotes you and you know could possibly get you to have this amazing fantasy job that you've always wanted,
mm-hmm.
and then get upset about it and then get depressed and then act like the world is out to get you.
Yeah, it sounds like she was having these insecurities before she became famous,
Yeah.
because she said as a 12-year-old, she was obsessed with looking like that and she wanted to be famous. But she wanted to do it for the wrong reasons. I feel like if you truly care for what you do, especially in things like in places like YouTube, if you love making content for other people, if you love entertaining other people, doing makeup, whatever it is that you do, you want to do it for the sake of doing it, not for becoming famous or to get paid. You know, I mean, a lot of the YouTubers I watch them because they love what they do and I'm entertained. And it's not because they're being fake and they're just waiting to get paid. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, obviously, this is probably going to be the meanest thing I've ever said, which is saying a lot. But obviously, she wasn't that famous because no one had ever heard of her.
Until she made this video.
So I feel like the video itself is probably just for publicity. Because I never heard of her, you never heard of her. I never saw her name. I never seen one of her pictures. I never had anyone tag me in anything to do with her. She sounds like every other white girl from Australia that's on Instagram posting pictures of herself in a bikini.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why she was famous. Are you kidding me? That's no. You're not famous
Yeah.
because you have a couple million followers.
Yeah. I don't know. She was overreacting, I think, too, because, I mean, she's still active on her website. The last I checked, and I was reading comments and going through some articles and stuff, and I also saw this other video response that somebody made from YouTube. I mean, if you're gonna quit all social media, then find a real job and, like, quit your website, too, because...
I feel like she's doing it for publicity and for people to be like, "Ay, bendito, I feel so bad for you. Please start your accounts again. Please do this again. Please do that again." So that when she does it, she can be like, "Okay, I listened to my followers." And then and then her account doubles and triples.
Yeah.
Because when you deactivate your account on Instagram, I'm pretty sure there's this thing that if you use the same password and like a username within like a month, you get everything back.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So yeah,
because-
that's my comment. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she did. I saw the video. It was 17 minutes long. It was painful. I hate long
That's
videos.
16 minutes longer than it needed to be.
Yeah. So I saw like 10 minutes of it, and then I skipped to the end, to see the post about money for food and stuff. So she did talk about, people thinking that people feeling bad about themselves for not looking like the Instagram models that you see. And I think that's true, that a lot of people feel like, oh my God, my life sucks. I'm not doing all these things. And eventually you have to stop and realize social media is a business. Like YouTube is a business, okay? People make videos for money and they get paid. They get paid. That's just how it is. It doesn't matter why they're doing the videos, like famous YouTubers. It doesn't matter if they're doing it because they love it or because they want to get paid. They get paid. That's just the bottom line. And that's how it works. And if you're still shocked by that, then I don't know what kind of world you're living in.
We live in an age where if you're good at what you do, social media can be your job.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're that lucky for that to be your job, I don't want to say don't complain about it. I want to say don't be depressed because you don't know what's going on in their personal life, that they could have serious issues going on. But I feel like if you're lucky enough for that to be your job, you should be grateful because there are people who would love to be on YouTube and who would love for people to hear their voice and hear what they have to say and listen to them and watch them, and people who have genuinely good, interesting, powerful, influential things to say.
But they just don't have the audience.
They don't have the audience.
Yeah.
And they don't have the audience because you have the audience.
Yeah. I was gonna say something else, but I completely blanked out right now because that's a really good job. Good job.
Congratulations. Good job, Brianna.
I mean, you can't. I feel like with depression, it's one of those things. Like you can't help it, obviously, but it has to do with your personal life. And again, your job. There's your job, and then there's your personal life separate from that. So you have to be able to put a barrier between the two almost and kind of focus on your personal. If you don't have a personal life because your job is just consuming all of it, especially if you have a job in social media like a YouTube channel or whatever, then you have a serious problem. You need to work on yourself. But you can't blame social media for that.
But how many people do you know say, "Oh, I don't have a personal life because of my job, because of school, because of my family"? Like, you don't have a personal life. Who cares? I don't care that you can't go out and party with your friends and not take pictures. I don't care that you can't go to the beach without snapping a selfie. If this is your job, this is your job. If she was working at, does this mean that if she was working at a chemical company or at H&M, she would have quit because she didn't have time to hang out with her friends?
Exactly.
Like, I understand she's like 18 or 19, but it's literally the most irresponsible, idiotic thing that I have ever heard of in my life. Like, I don't get it.
Me neither.
Now I'm angry. Should we move on?
Yeah, we should move on to our other topic. Please go on while I find.
So, a slightly happier topic. The Victoria's Secret fashion show is scheduled to happen, I guess you could say, on November 10th. I don't think it's airing on any particular channel. I'm pretty sure you have to find a live stream because it's not going to it's not going to air live on TV. But Rihanna canceled her performance and has been replaced with Ellie Goulding. Whatever, close enough. I don't even like her. In response to that, Jordan Dunn tweeted, "Feeling so much better about not doing BS. Sorry, I meant VS now that Rihanna isn't doing it also." Because it's actually rumored that Jordan was kicked off of the show and kicked out of the lineup to be replaced with Kendall Jenner.
Yeah.
I don't think it's true.
I don't think it's true either. It's just people are making. It's one of those things that like people in the media.
I think it might have just been a coincidence,
Yeah.
or maybe she quit or they kicked her off, and then they were like, "Hey, we need someone to fill in. Oh, Gigi's doing the show. Let's get Gigi's best friend Kendall in to do the show," kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it had anything to do with kicking you off to put this one on. But the show is going to be starring the traditional angels with a few minor changes. They added 10 new angels. A few people who did the show last year aren't able to do it this year with contract issues. And Gigi Hadid and Kendall Jenner are contracted. They're definitely going to be there, basically.
I'm excited to see Kendall.
I'm excited to see it. I mean, I know she's done Chanel and she's done this and she's done that and she's doing Estee Lauder and H&M and all these kind of impressive things that she should be doing as this fancy, amazing supermodel. But I don't know. I feel like every model kind of wants to do the Victoria's Secret Angel fashion show. And they want to wear the wings and walk around in the little underwear and that kind of thing. So
it's
I feel
like
it's
their
kinda
dream.
cool.
It's like every supermodel's dream to do that, even if it's not like Chanel, you know?
Yeah.
Because
I feel like, in a way, it's a step down from Chanel. But it's also a step up. I feel like there's something different about it. It's a different culture. It's, not a fashion show. It's this thing that everyone is watching.
Yeah,
and everyone is enjoying.
And it's really I really enjoy myself when I watch it because they're all having fun. They walk down the runway and they're not serious. Their faces aren't like really serious and sad almost. They're not wearing all these like baggy clothes that kind of hide them, just like they do in fashion shows. They're wearing these like pretty like angel wings and lingerie.
They're obviously having fun and enjoying themselves, and they're like dancing along with the music and rocking out, and I don't know.
It's always really
it's
fun.
different.
I love the performances too because the singer kind of gets to interact with like the models and they walk down together. And it's always really fun to watch. They look like they're having so much fun.
I'm excited, but it's also a little disappointing because it's not. It usually airs on TV live, like ABC or something like that. I don't even know where it usually airs.
Yeah.
But they're not airing it live this year.
Yeah.
I guess something might have happened in previous years that they decided maybe it's not a good idea. They have to change it up. So you have to basically watch it online somewhere, I think. I'm assuming, actually. I'm not sure if you can even watch it online.
So what's the point of having a fashion show if you can't? Okay, whatever.
You can watch it, but you can't watch it as it's filming and airing, basically.
That's not exciting.
It kind of brings everything down. It's like, wah, wah. Like, I'm not
when?
excited to see you anymore.
Yeah. Anyway.
We took a very long time for our first topic of this segment, so we are actually going to take a break. And when we get back, we're going to be talking about Ariana Grande and some new things happening with her.